this is Nisha Faye and welcome to my channel. Here I talk about crimes that have happened in South Africa, from murder to kidnapping and everything in between. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe and do click the bell icon so that you are notified when I do upload my next video. Thank you to all those that are subscribed so far, left a comment or even liked the video. It does mean the world to me. Now today I'm going to be doing the case of Leigh Matthews. She was kidnapped and murdered the day after her 21st birthday. On the 9th of July 2004, she was kidnapped in the parking lot of Bond University. Now this is where she attended. She was doing a BCom in finance. Alright, so this was in Sandton, and the university actually closed in 2004, which is a little bit suspicious in my mind, but anyways, it was a university that originated in Australia, and then they had a campus in Sandton. Leigh was described to be a private person who was very cautious. She was aware of her safety, so this shows that this can happen literally to anybody. Leigh gave a lift to a student, Donovan Murphy, who subsequently kidnapped her, bound and gagged her, and put her in the boot of her car. He drove around for hours before killing her. He used Leigh's phone to keep in contact with her parents, and this is how he would ask for the ransom demand of 50,000 rand. It was believed, I'm not sure how, that Leigh had a very rich family, so that's why he asked for 50,000 rand. During the phone calls, Leigh's father told Donovan that they were just about to celebrate Leigh's 21st birthday and they just wanted her home. Donovan said that he would return her to them as soon as he got the money. It is also said that Leigh's father did have a short conversation with her over the phone, which is, I think he appreciates that. The money was dropped off at the Grasmere Toll Plaza. Now, Leigh's father almost drove past the toll gate, but then Donovan is said to have shouted at Leigh's father, who then stopped and then dropped off the money. And this is how he was alerted that it was an Indian man because of his accent. Now, I don't know how they didn't catch him or if there was no surveillance at the time, but they didn't catch him then. Now, at the time of this crime, there was a lot of media coverage. I mean, I remember watching a episode which was on Mnet, and it was on Unsolved Crimes, where they interviewed the family members and everything, and it was on the radio, and a lot of people thought, hopefully she would be returned, but she never was. It was on the 24th of July, 12 days after she was kidnapped, that the family's worst fears were realized when a municipal worker found Leigh's body naked in a field. It was said that she was not sexually assaulted, but she was naked. They did find 4 bullet holes and there were shell casings around the body. The municipal worker was cutting grass on a veld along the R82 highway in Walkerville. Her toes and feet were reddened by freezer burn, and it was then determined that she had been dead for at least a week before her body was dumped. It was on the 24th of August that Donovan Murphy was identified as a suspect, and then on the 4th of October, he was arrested at his home in Alberton. The lead investigator was Senior Superintendent Piet Bijleveld. He started his investigation at the university. He did a lot of interviews with people that were living on campus. One person said that they saw Leigh walking alone to her car on the day that she disappeared, and he even re-interviewed people because he believed that there was evidence that he just wasn't noticing at the time. So he just kept on re-interviewing people, trying to find out maybe there's something that he's missing. Leigh's phone had been tracked using the cell towers to try and determine where she had been the day that she went missing. Upon investigation, it was discovered that she was last seen at Bond University at 10:22 a.m. Then a call was made outside of Walkerville a couple hours later. Then again in a southern suburb of Johannesburg, and then lastly in Walkerville again, which was at 8:36 p.m. Bijleveld went through reams of documents and came across a Vodacom network that had belonged to a Donovan Samuel Murphy. Now through this they came up with a lot of information, like his ID number, his address, his cell phone number. They also discovered that he had a license for a 9.33 Taurus Palabella pistol. They then went through the Bond University records and linked him to the student that was there that had the same details. So Nedbank, this is where he was banking, gave investigators his bank statements where they were seeing that over the 18 days since Leigh disappeared, that Donovan had deposited 39,000 rand in cash. He made 2 credit card payments to the Formula One hotel. He made a payment to Ducati, as well as to Stearns Jewelers. Now, Donovan, what are you doing there, boy? Moving on. Now, they went to the Ducati dealership and they asked him, like, what did this guy do here? And he ended up paying 13,000 rand towards repairs of a Ducati that he owned. And this was not the total amount. He said, and I will quote verbatim, "A deal went wrong, and I did not make as much money as I expected." Scusa-moi? When they arrested Moodley, they had followed him outside of his home. They pulled him over, and it is said that when they told him why they were arresting him, this man has nerve, like, wow. He said to them, "What took you so long? I was expecting you." "Why didn't you go to the police then?" Anyways, so when they arrested him, they did take him back to his house so that he could say goodbye to his parents. I'm not sure why. And it is said that he went on his knees in front of his parents who were sitting on the couch, and he said to them, "I did a bad thing. I killed Leigh Matthews." And when they asked him why, he didn't answer. Now, Donovan, piece of crap, was 24 years old when he committed this crime. He was also attending Bond University, and it is said that he took similar subjects or some of the same subjects as Leigh, so they may have known each other. And since Leigh was a very cautious person, I don't believe that she would have given a lift to just anybody, so he probably knew her. Donovan did stop attending the university after the first semester, and he was unemployed. He did get monthly income. He sold a car to his sister and his brother-in-law, so they were paying him off, and he also owned 2 pool tables, which was bringing money in on a monthly basis. When police arrested him, he said that he never planned to kill Leigh, and I really don't believe this. For one, during the time of the kidnapping, he told his parents that he'd be going on a trip for a little bit of time. He then booked himself into the Santon Formula One hotel. He booked himself in from the 6th of July up until the 13th, but he only stayed there up until the 10th. Secondly, he took with him duct tape, a balaclava, as well as a loaded pistol. And then he did convince Leigh to give him a lift, and it was at that point when they were driving that he kidnapped her. The evidence shows, as well as the testimony, that when Donovan decided to kill Leigh, he asked her to undress and wrap herself in a towel, and when she was undressing and turned away from him, he shot her once in the head and then shot her 3 more times just to make sure that she was dead. It's not known where she was killed, but I assume it was close to where she was dumped, but it wasn't where her body was found because there was no blood evidence, spattering or anything like that. Even though when they found her, they did find the shell casings around, but he probably just threw that out, so meh. Pathologists testified that they found evidence that Leigh had been kept in a cold place for about 10 days, a freezer or a fridge, but he denies this, and this is where I believe perhaps there were more people that were involved in this situation, but he never admitted that he was given help. He did say at a time that he was framed and that he didn't do it, but he never gave up any other names. You don't get out, boy. You don't get out. So it was discovered that after Donovan got the money, he got engaged to his girlfriend. Remember when I said that he went to Stearns? Well, he bought an engagement ring for his girlfriend, and he also used some of the other money for odds and ends for the wedding. What you doing there? And also, the engagement was only broke off by Donovan when he realized he was going to go to prison for quite some time. After Donovan had murdered Leigh, he went on with his life like normal. No one suspected anything because he was getting engaged, fixing his bike, living his best life. Yay! Donovan is serving life imprisonment. He's also serving a further 15 years for the kidnapping and an additional 10 for extortion. Yeah, boy. And this will be served concurrently, so hopefully he never gets out. Now, in South Africa, we don't have the death penalty, which I am happy with, but also not happy with. Hear me out. Why I don't like the death penalty is because it's an easy escape. They don't have to live with what they've done. But on the other hand, they get free roof over the head, food, friends. Also, they're using taxpayers' money to go about their daily lives. And some criminals will admit to doing things they never did or commit further crimes so they can go back into prison because they get so indoctrinated in the way of being in prison. I just wish that they could just You guys are on a free trip. You're gonna go on a boat. Yeah, boy. The person who was doing the document sentencing Donovan said that he didn't believe Donovan could be rehabilitated due to the callousness of the crime, and he didn't feel that Donovan felt guilty or remorseful at all. He had a lot of opportunities to set Leigh free. He didn't have to kill her. He would have gone to prison anyway, but he thought he would get away with it, so meh. But yeah, although they said that he will not be able to be rehabilitated, he did say that they should try to rehabilitate. The investigating officer that worked on this case never handed in his testimony stating that he believed that Donovan was not working alone. So that is the case of Leigh Matthews. Please leave a comment and a like if you did like this video, or if you didn't like this video, like the video, or don't dislike the video, or dislike the video. It's okay. It does a thing. But yeah, I will link all of my sources in the description box below so that you can go read up on anything that I didn't mention, because there is a lot of information. I also want to mention that there is a Leigh Matthews Trust. Now, they work with a lot of projects like the Leigh Matthews Trauma Center as well as the DNA Project. I will link those below as well. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that you have a lovely day. Be safe and see you next time. Bye!